universe has no unit of measurable mass. All that there is to be discovered in our solar system may never cease to be completely known to any mankind. For years, centuries, even millennia, mankind has yet to discover all of the wonders of the world. We have made much progress in identifying what we can see, but even then, with all the people making research over all these thousands of years, we have yet to explore more to Earth, and it seems like there is no end to the chaos living among us. Take the time and imagine just how much there is out there and that the human eye cannot see. If it has taken our most advanced technology to even visit the realm of space, the rest of the darkness in space has yet to begin to even trickle to the surface of the galaxies to be explored. Perseus is among many of the billions of wonders we have been able to identify in our space. Our explorations throughout the years have only caused us to be more interested as to discovering the world outside ours. Let's begin by taking a trip to space and share this moment to recall what researchers have discovered alongside us.
Perseus has been noted to be one of the densest objects in the universe. It contains over a million stars, and researchers have come to the conclusion that its temperatures reach well over multi-millions of degrees in its surrounding gas atmosphere alone. The 5 brightest stars in the constellation are known as Alpha, Beta, Zeta, Epsilon, and Gamma. These stars are on average located 500 through 1,000 light years away from us. These are truly spectacular specimens of light in our sky. Perseus has several star clusters we had named in their galaxy. Among these are H and Chi, also known as NGC 869 and NGC 884, and these are located more than 7,000 light years away. They are often referred to as double clusters because of their close proximity to one another. Although these beings are close to one another, it would take us 7,000.
The stars that most visibly make up Perseus also construct the figure that both professional and enthusiastic astrologists have been able to view. They have used these components to construct the story behind the mythology of Perseus. Merfak, or Alpha, as it is otherwise known, is seen in the constellation as Perseus's elbow in the figure and has a magnitude of 1.79. Algol, known as Beta, has been named the demon star, the ghoul star, and the star that winks, but is commonly identified as Medusa's head on Perseus' shield in the Greek mythology. It is commonly called the star that winks because of its eclipsing nature in the sky and how it appears to us on Earth after a certain period of time. Every 2 days, 20 hours, and 48 minutes to be exact, the star itself has an extended moment when it appears to be twinkling in the sky because its binary star passes in front of Algol and causes the magnitude to be reduced from 2.1 to 3.4. This phenomena, with enough patience, can be seen by the human eye if you observe the sky between the latitudes positive 90 and negative 35. Zeta is Perseus' head, Epsilon is known as Perseus' shoulder, and lastly Gamma is seen as Perseus' opposite shoulder in the Greek myth. Perseus is known as the 24th largest constellation in the sky, occupying at least 515 square degrees. It has neighboring constellations such as Andromeda, Auriga, Camelopardalis, Cassiopeia, and the zodiacs Taurus and Aries. Perseus is well known for its annual Perseid meteor shower containing Messier 34, the double cluster, as well as the California Nebula and the Little Dumbbell Nebula, or Messier 76. The star Zeta is 47,000 times more luminous than the Sun itself, with an apparent magnitude of 2.86. This supernova star is located about 750 light-years away and has the same property motion, and is on a similar trajectory as its blue-white supergiant within the same spectral class, Persei. Epsilon Persei has a system orbit of 14 days and comes in at about 640 light-years away from the Sun itself, with an apparent magnitude of 2.88. which is about as similar in size to another popular star in the Perseus galaxy, Gamma. Gamma has a visual magnitude of 2.93 and is the 4th brightest star in Perseus, landing it at around 240 light-years away from the Earth. Perseus not only has to be able to abide to being one of the most largest and intriguing star clusters known to astronomers, but it has such a heavy backstory to its mythology that it simply cannot go without being noted as having one of the most intriguing mythological histories.
The mythology of Greek and Perseus in its story has been linked back to over 2,000 years ago, and its tale continues to be told among us today. Perseus has been used in many movies, and several of its components to its tale has been incorporated into movies, shows, books, and even songs where it has been derived of many of its historical mysteries. It begins with the prophecy of a great Greek hero that will one day be the end of King Acrisius, who is told by an oracle that he is to perish in the hands of his own grandson. The king of Argos was infuriated, and in his attempts to forbid this prophecy, he locks away his own daughter, Danae. The gods are in turn amused by the mortal attempts to stop a god's will, and use their powers to impregnate her. When Chrysippus finds her bearing a child, he sends her off to sea, which only becomes more of a game to the gods, as they use their abilities again to wash her onto shore. The now infuriated king takes his daughter and grandson to lock them in a tower. Danae, along with her infant she names Perseus, come to a fisherman named Dictys, who rescues them both and now raises the child as her own. Dictys' brother, King Polydectes, wanted Danae all for himself, and decides to devise a plan to have Perseus killed, since he kept standing in the way of his love for his mother. The king distributed a rumor to the kingdom that he is to be wed to Hippodamia, the king of Oenalis in Elis, and asked everyone to send him horses as a gift for his wedding. Having foreseen that Perseus did not have a horse of his own, asked of him to instead to fulfill a task for him, and calls upon him to commit a murder of great sorts to replace not having a gift for the king's engagement. Perseus is commanded to bring back the head of one of the three Gorgon sisters, Medusa.
This hideous sister is only one of three and was said to have hands of brass, golden wings, and a face covered in dragon scales. Worst of all, she had a killer gaze, one that would turn her seekers into stone with just a simple glance. Having been the only previous immortal sister of the three, she was condemned to a life of hideous appearance from being cursed in her previous life for being one of the most sought-out hands in the entire world. Her history is in brief that of a tragic love affair with the jealous Athena, having felt her wrath washes over her because of Athena's strong passion for Poseidon. Because of Athena's unbearing wrath of not wanting anyone else to consume Poseidon's heart, Medusa was forced to suffer having a hideous face as well as having snakes become her hair. Polydectes had expected Perseus to perish and fell into his task, but he did not foresee the help Olympus would send down to young Perseus in his quest.
Perseus was given a bronze shield from Athena, capable of allowing Perseus to see Medusa's reflection in the shield and aid him in slaughtering her. Among such warrior items, his fasces, a sword of diamonds, a helmet to make him invisible from Hades, and Hermes granted him the gift of flight and shoes that made him agile within the air. Perseus was then led by the goddesses to find the Gorgon sisters on Mount Atlas. Once there, he was greeted by the Gorgon's own descendant sisters, who were three creatures combined to make a witch, being that possessed only one eye and tooth. He quickly outwitted the sisters and took their eye and thrashed it.
Perseus followed the trail of stone warriors that sought out these vicious creatures right up to the sleeping Gorgons. Wearing his equipment, which made him invisible, he decapitated Medusa in her sleep by being able to view her through his reflective shield. He quickly hid the bleeding head into a bag, which prevented her magic from working on him, and then ran out of that dreaded mountain. On his journey back home, he took a rest at the Atlas Kingdom, which he then discovered was in shambles from an attacking sea monster. Perseus found a beautiful maiden named Andromeda, tied to the rocks as a sacrifice to this foul being, and he proposed that if he were able to slay this monster, he would take Andromeda's hand in marriage. He succeeded in destroying this monster by using the head of Medusa as a weapon to turn that creature into stone, thus marking his story as a hero in that kingdom, and also tying his family to Andromeda's through marriage. Once home in Seriphus, he found his mother and foster father Dictys hiding from King Polydectes in a temple. Perseus rushed to greet the king, and was instead received with hostility. He was swift enough on his feet to use Medusa as protection once again, and having taken over the throne by eliminating the threat of Polydectes and his men, he gave his throne to his mother and father,